and thank you for joining me today. Now, I've had a lot of people looking at my video from last month, and I realised it's because the foundation is coming out. Those of you who got it on early access, I got the email this morning. If you want the link, I can post it below if you want early access. For everyone else, if you want, it's coming out tomorrow. So I'm just putting some eye rescue on because my eyes have been watering. I'm still in the process of moving, as you can see. We're going next week, but it's absolute chaos and it's been very stressful. Hello, Pamela. Hello, KG Loving Beauty. So I've noticed that a lot of people are looking at my review. If you haven't seen my review and you're looking at this now, I did a review last month, went into a lot of depth. I did it in 2 parts. So I'm going to link both of those videos below. Do have a look at that because I did a first impression and then I did a kind of follow-up which told you a bit about the wear test. And I also did some swatches, but I'm going to swatch you them today. So now if I look like I've had lip injections, I have, but not the ones that you think. Hello. I basically just been to the dentist and had my filling replaced because had fallen out. So I've had my top lip injected, which makes me look like a little bit weird. You managed to use a 10% off. Brilliant. And ordered a Ibiza Nights. Well done. Fantastic. So I have got Airbrush Flawless Foundation in 2 shades. So if you're very similar skin tone to me, then keep watching. And if you're not, it might give you an idea. So let me give you first of all. So I was matched at the event last month to 7.5 warm. And anyone that's seen my video will tell you that it looked a bit yellow on me. It's actually not looking too bad now. Because I've got a bit more of a tan. And then I asked them to send me 7.5 neutral, which looks a bit fair. And somebody this morning, really perceptive, said, why don't you try 7 warm? And actually, I probably think that that might be a better match for me. But I'm not going to get any more because I've got these 2 and I can mix them. So, and I'm moving. I just need to get on and move stuff. I can't be gathering any more. But, so I thought I would do that. Now, I don't know whether she's releasing these tomorrow. I've kept them in the boxes because I'm moving. This is the Magic Vanish colour correctors. But I thought I'd swatch those as well. Hello, Stack Ray. Have I missed anyone out? Let me just... So, hello, Maria. Hello, KJ Loving Beauty. Hello, Stack Ray. And hello, Pamela. Granny Makeup and Skincare. So I thought I'd do these swatches. Now, to give you a reference, in case you're wondering, yeah, is she a similar skin tone to me? I'm not sure. I'm NC35 in MAC. And in Charlotte's Foundations, in Light Wonder, I have to mix shades 6 and 8. And in Magic Foundation, I'm 6.75. But I can wear 7 in the summer. Okay, so that will give you a bit of an idea about whether or not you're close to me, and it'll give you a reference even if you're not close to me. Now, one really good bit of advice that I got at the event, because there's so many shades to choose from. If you use Magic Away concealer and you've got one that matches your face, not brightening for under your eyes, forget brightening under your eyes. If you've got a shade, for example, this one is 8 at the moment because I'm tanned, right? But if you've got a shade that matches your skin tone to cover blemishes on your face, that is going to be the closest number in this new foundation. Now, I am very tanned at the moment. You're Stacey. Sorry, Stacey. Hello, Stacey. So I'm quite tanned at the moment, but I kept saying when I used Magic Away, because I've got 7 and I've got 6, I kept saying I wish they did a 7.5. You're vampire skin tone, are you, Maria? Well, she has got very light shades, so do check them out. With 44 shades, I think you'll probably be okay. I mean, I can't vouch for that, but she did bring out extra shades of magic foundation. So not only am I stumbling on my words because of my pain brain, but now I'm stumbling on them because of my lips injected. So please excuse me, I'm not drunk or anything. Really, Ree says it oxidizes lighter to go a shade darker. It does. It does. So if you look back, I'm going to link these videos. If you look at part 2 of my wear test, everybody was a bit horrified that my foundation was a bit yellow. But when I went to take it off, I took off half of my foundation so that you could see, and it had actually gone a lot paler. You can definitely see it changes colour. So I would definitely recommend that when you're trying them, that you go out, have a cup of tea and let it dry down and look at it in a good light before you choose your shade. If you're able to do that. If you're getting online, I didn't check this morning whether she's sending out samples. But anyway, let me just get on with these shades because I'm sure you're waiting to see. So I've got 7.5 neutral and I've got 7.5 tan. I also did some where I swatched the samples a while ago. I'll link all of that below. So this is 7.5 warm. Okay, and I'm going to swatch it on the lightest part of my arm so that you can see. So this is 7.5 warm. It's quite yellow. And I'm probably 7 warm, to be honest. I got 4 neutral. I will make it work, whatever. Yeah. And I'll show you that you can make it work very easily with this. Okay. Now that's 7.5 warm. And then this is 7.5 neutral. Which is a lot. There's a lot of difference between these two. A lot of difference. So this is 7.5 neutral. Okay. So you do need to know your undertone, but be aware that I think the warm ones are very warm. Okay, so now the next tip I want to say to you is make sure you moisturize your skin very well. It doesn't dry out your skin, but it is quite matte. And if you want a bit of a glow underneath, I've just rubbed that off. I should have taken pictures later, but it doesn't matter. I'll do that on Instagram. Oh God, I've forgotten what I was saying now. Can somebody remind me what I was saying? Yes, before you apply it, so make sure you moisturize because it is quite mattifying. It won't dry you out, but because it's mattifying, it might make you look a little bit flat. Also, Flawless Filter goes wonderfully under it if you want a bit more glow. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, I haven't posted your thing yet. I'm going to do it today or tomorrow. I'm really sorry. I'm getting there. Really sorry, but I will post it. I haven't forgotten you. Right, now, I'm going to show you. Now, the best way, I think, of applying this foundation, if you haven't got this brush, I would recommend you get this brush or something similar. You can get similar ones on Amazon. This is Charlotte's Hollywood complexion brush, and I found that this is the best one for applying the foundation, and I don't think it's any coincidence that she actually put this in the gift bag. So we all got a gift bag at the event with this foundation, a colour corrector, an airbrush flawless powder, and this brush. This is the best brush to blend it in. If you haven't got the Charlotte's brush, don't worry, but get one similar. So you want a flat one like that. You can get them really cheaply on Amazon, that kind of shape if you want. But the good thing is also you've got the slanted tip, smaller end at the other side for applying your colour corrector. Can anyone tell me, has she released the colour corrector? Because I couldn't see it. So I'm going to try warm for a minute. And I'm going to put some, I'm going to dot some around, says she, and I've just put neutral on my hand. What am I like? Yes, she has. Okay, so I'll demonstrate the colour correctors as well. Okay, because I've got that in 2 shades. So I'm going to mix them. Let me show you first of all. So this is 7.5 warm. And as you can see, it's very yellow. This is 7.5 neutral, which looks too fair for me. But when I mix the two together, it's actually perfect. So I am probably 7 warm. That doesn't look perfect, but trust me, it is. I just not mixed it very well. So I'm just going to mix these together on my hand. There you can see it now. I've mixed it properly. It's actually a better colour for me. Now, when you go in with this foundation, I'm actually just touching my finger on here. You will quickly realise that you really don't need to use a lot. Now, I've tried mixing this with Magic Cream. I've tried mixing it with Airbrush Flawless Filter. Hollywood Flawless Filter. I've mixed it with Unisex Healthy Glow. It mixes beautifully. And I definitely have noticed, I better start blending this, because it dries down quite quickly. I've definitely noticed the skin benefits over time in the last month of using it. And you've all been saying to me, your skin's looking great. And I do think that that is the foundation, because I haven't been doing anything particularly new other than the foundation. Now, as you can see, this brush blends it in beautifully. Better than any of the other brushes that she does. So I definitely recommend this. The only downside to this brush is that because it's quite small, you do have to clean it a lot. So if you hate cleaning your brushes, you might, but you could get a bigger one. So that kind of shape, but bigger, would work. So as you can see, it blends it beautifully. And so my top lip is completely numb from having my tooth done this morning. And then what I do is I go back in with the brush and my mixture and I dot it in areas that I want more coverage. So I'm blending it out to give me less coverage in areas that I don't need it. And then I'm stippling it or stamping it where I've got pigmentation, and it covers it instantly. It's really good for that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the Magic Vanish. I think that this is the best colour corrector. Now, I've tried Bobbi Brown. Anybody, if you've got any questions, by the way, do ask me, because I'm quite happy to answer them. That's why I went to the live. If you scroll to the bottom of the... Oh, it's all at the bottom. Right, okay. So, I've got 2 shades of the colour corrector. Now, again, I'm going to give you the pluses and the minuses. First of all, the plus. Out of all the colour correctors I've tried, and I've tried Becca, I've tried Bobbi Brown, I've tried some of, like Elf as well. This has got to be the best colour corrector I've tried. The reason for that is the formula. The formula is really, really, let me see if I can describe this. When you pick some up, it's very difficult to mix, because when you pick some up, it dries almost instantly. But that's what makes it so good, because if you're like me and you've got fine lines underneath here, if you put on a really creamy colour corrector like Becca and like Bobbi Brown, they may be a great colour. Becca one is a brilliant colour on me, But because it's quite creamy, it immediately starts to settle into those fine lines. This formula is absolutely magic. It really is, because the minute it touches the skin, it sort of dries down to almost like a powder feel to it. And it stops it from settling into fine lines, right? I would really... Now, the only drag about this, my only criticism of this is the colours. I don't think she's brought out enough colours, because if I can show you this. So this is shade 2 in Magic Vanish, which is too light for me. And this is shade 3. Now, there's a huge difference between those two shades. And I think she could have put a couple in between there. So I think the only criticism is that some people, quite a few people, are going to have to buy two to get the right colour match. But these two mixed together under my eyes look fantastic. Okay, you're still unsure about the right colour for you. I'll ask my kid to go to the shop and get some samples. What colour are you, Elizabeth, in Magic Foundation? And do you have a Magic Away concealer that matches your face? Because that's going to be the closest in terms of numbers. So if you've got a Magic Away that matches your face, not brightens under your eyes, but matches and conceals blemishes on your face, that's going to be the closest number to go for. And I've always said, I wish they did Magic Away in shade 7.5. At the moment, I'm using 8, but that's because it's high summer here. Now, let me just show you this Magic Vanish. Now, what I do now is I don't mix them. Your shade 7, is that in Magic Foundation? I think then you'll be quite close to me then, Elizabeth, because at the moment, I'm shade 7 in Magic Foundation, normally 6.75. So basically, you just need to work out your undertone, and you're looking at either 7 or 7.5. Yeah, probably 7.5. Neutral or warm, dependent on... Do people know how to work out their undertone? So there's two things. If you look at the veins in your wrist, if they look blue, then you're cool. If they look green, then you're warm. And if you can't tell, then you're neutral. And the other way to find out is if you suit gold jewellery, then you're warm undertone. If you suit silver jewellery, then you're cool undertone. And if you suit both, you're neutral. Let's see, what was this? What foundation would you say it's closest to? The closest one I found to it is MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Foundation. If you mean Charlotte Tilbury, I would say Magic. But Magic is less coverage. Okay, I'm going to show you this. So I don't mix these on my hand because they dry down so quickly that before I've managed to put it on my skin, they've dried on my hand. But that's what makes it so good. So I'm going to pick up shade 3 and I'm going to put this under my eye. I'm going to do one eye. Let me do this one because it's looking quite dark. I'm going to do one and I'm just going to use the other end of her Flawless, what's it called? No, sorry, Hollywood Complexion Brush. Your one in Magic Foundation. Right. You probably need to start looking at shade 2, possibly. Because they're generally going up a number. But I would definitely see if you can get your hands on samples and let it dry down on your skin. If you can. I don't know if she's sending out samples either side with this foundation. So I'm just doing that colour corrector and I'm just placing it. I'll put a bit up here on my bit of pigmentation. I'm just placing it there. Now, you wait until I put this one on now, shade 2. The difference it makes. And I'm going to zoom in. Now, can you see that even though if I do this, it does not settle at all into fine lines. And that's why I think the formula is great. I just think she needs to bring out more colours so people don't have to buy two. The samples on the website aren't really light shades. Start of 5. No, that's true. The samples that she sends out. But before, when you buy Charlotte's foundations, if you buy Magic Shade 5, she'll send out shade 4.5 and 6. She'll send a sample of either side and that foundation so that you can open the samples and try them before opening the foundation. That's what I'm not sure if she's doing with this one. Now this is shade 2 of the Magic Vanish. So I'm going to pick some of that up and I'm now going to mix that in with my shade 3. And I think you'll see how brilliant this product is. If you can manage to get this in the right shade in one for you, then you're going to love it. Otherwise, you might find that you need to get 2, which is a bit of a drag. But it totally colour corrects under my eyes and it doesn't settle at all into fine lines. Why is that bit? Let me just dab that bit. I've got a stubborn bit there that wants to pop through. Let me put a little bit more of the orange to mix in with it. It's a bit of a stubborn bit because I haven't been sleeping very well. And this side of the brush is really useful for doing this. There you go, that's better. So I'm going to dab this now because I think I was swiping it and it was moving away from the bit I wanted to colour correct.
No.
And then I'm just going to cover this bit as well. So I'm just mixing 2 in now with that shade 3. Just dotting that with my fingers. Now, can you see how well that colour corrects? Now, when I cover now with Magic Away, you'll hopefully see a big difference. I want shade 6 under my eye. Now, just remember that when you go in with your Magic Away over the colour corrector, not to swipe. I've done it. I made the mistake. And what it does is it moves the colour corrector. So what you need to do is to press it so that you're not moving the colour corrector underneath. Okay, so do that. Stipple it on like that. And then take your brush or your fingers and pat it in. I do a mixture of both. Sorry, my eyes are a little bit watery in the corner there. Hello, it's Catherine. You could never get a sample of anything. He's laughing at a game, not you. In stores, can you on the website? You can, but the samples are certain shades. Now, I'm just going to cover that one. So she does a sample pack that's got something like 6 shades, but they start from 5. Now, can you see that? My eye just doesn't want to stop watering. Which is unfair because it's not giving it a chance to dry down. Once it's dried down, it's pretty waterproof, to be honest. There we go. Now, can you see the difference? I've managed to get some in my waterline. which is not helping my eyes watering. Hold on a minute. There, that's better. I've had really watery eyes the last couple of days. I think it's partly stress as well, guys. Can you see the difference now between the one that I've done and that one? Sorry, guys. I had to take that call. Something to do with moving my other half, having to arrange viewings and stuff. So I'm really sorry about that. I hope you're still with me and haven't given up on me. The life of somebody that's about to move. Right. Apologies for that. Thank you for sticking with me if you have. So you can see that's my eye done. And then if I do the powder, I'm going to do the other one quickly while I answer some of your questions. Sorry about that. We're arranging visits. We're basically renting before. We can't move straight into the house that we're buying because it's not finished yet. So we're renting first. So we're doing 2 moves in the next few months. So I'm definitely this stuff's gonna come in handy by the time I'm done. By the time I'm settled, my under eyes will have aged about 6 years. So that's shade 3 that I've just put on. And now I'm just patting over shade 2. Now, if you only want to buy one shade and it's a little bit on the dark side, because they matched me with this darker one at the event, don't worry too much, because once you've got your concealer over the top, it'll be fine. But this is better when I mix it. It's better for me. I do think she needs to bring out some more shades, and I think it's going to be very popular, the colour corrector. And now I'm just dotting this. You can't get me. I went offline for a minute, Linda, because my other half called me. And I had to take the call. Normally I wouldn't answer if I'm on a live, but I had to take this one because it's to do with him getting finding out, like, arranging times with him to do with the move. Right. So that is the foundation, the colour corrector, and then the magic away. I'm just going to put a little bit more magic away in areas that I haven't put the colour corrector, like on my matching thread veins here. And you can build up this foundation. But as you can see, let me just zoom in. So I haven't put powder on this yet. Let me just check. Oh, I've done that. I keep doing that. I keep swiping off what I've done on that little bit of pigmentation. Right. Let me zoom in. Can you see the foundation now? So it is matte, but it still leaves a glow to the skin. So I'm now going to show you what the powder looks like over the top. So I'm going to use shade 2 of Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and then I'm going to use shade 1 under my eyes. You really want to order it now. I have noticed everybody's been saying this month in particular to me, Ali, your skin looks amazing. And I can confirm that other than this foundation, I haven't had any new skincare items. I've been using the same routine. So nothing else has changed in my skincare routine other than this foundation. And I've definitely had more comments about my skin in the last month. I mean, have a look by watching me. But since I got this foundation, I've had lots of people saying, Ali, your skin looks amazing. What are you doing? Kind of thing. So I definitely think that over time, the skin, it has got some skincare benefits. Jack, darling, could you just pull me over that bag? Because I've taken out the wrong thing and I haven't got my powder. Thank you, darling. So I need to just find my powder. Sorry about this, guys. Feel free to ask any more questions. I just was aware that a lot of people have been watching my first impression review because it's just about to come out. So I thought I'd do a live and answer any questions that you might have. I'll see if I can find that card as well. I'll find the card in a minute that's got all this kind of swatches on. So I'm just putting on Airbrush Flawless Powder in shade 2. This is shade 2. Okay, which has got a yellow undertone. Now, shade 2 and shade 1 of Airbrush Flawless are not that different in colour. The difference is in the undertone. Right, so I'll show you. I can actually use shade 1 even though I'm not fair. So shade 1 has got more of a pink undertone. So if you find that your foundation's looking a little bit yellow, if you use shade 1, let me just show you shade 1 of the powder next to shade 2. If you use shade 1, it will actually balance out some of the yellowness. So can you see that one? Now it does look, in this light, it doesn't, I'm not sure it's picking it up. But there's shade 2 and there's shade 1. That looks like it's a lot fairer, but actually, that's just the light. Let me just do that because it doesn't actually in real life look that much different. And I'm going to show you when I put the fair powder under my eyes. So if I actually, let me just swatch on my finger first, because I don't think you could really see that from what I was doing. Here is shade 2 powder, okay, and here is shade 1. It still looks like it's fair, and it's not. It's not that much difference in real life, but it's got a pink undertone. So here's the fair under my eyes. I'm just going to dab it. My watery eyes are not giving this stuff chance to set, so it's not the best demonstration. Okay, Linda, no worries, I'm nearly finished anyway. So I'm just going to put that over there and over my lids. But say if you zoom in, it's still got a bit of a yellow tinge to it. If I just put this over the top, it's just going to take some of that yellowness down. Can you see that? It doesn't make me look washed out. It just takes some of the yellowness down. So that's something to bear in mind. It's not making, even though it says fair, it's not actually making me look washed out. I'm just going to put some all over to show you. So if your foundation looks a little yellow, try shade 1. Okay, so that's the foundation. Now, so that's it. I'm going to zoom in again now I've done the powder. Okay. Now, if you think, I like it, but it's a bit flat, and I like to look a bit more glowy, I'm going to ask my helper again if he can help me. Jack, could you just pass me, I'm going to point to it, that bottle there, No, next one, that one. Thank you. Just use a makeup setting spray. I'm using this one, by the way, which is my favourite at the moment. It's by La Roche-Posay, and it's actually skincare spray, but you can use it as a setting spray. It's called Toleriane Ultra 8, and it's got soothing ingredients in it, so it helps stop my eyes feeling irritated. But it's great as a setting spray. If you spray this, so have a look at it now. So you can still see there's a bit of a glow. But if you set it with some spray, this is quite fine, this, but I'm always quite generous with my spray. And I'll give it a minute to dry down. Let me see if I've got something to fan myself with. Then it's going to bring out a bit more of the glow. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So now I can answer all your questions I may have missed. Really want to, I'll have to watch you later. I also use a skincare mist for setting, Niod SDMS2. Oh, I'll have to look at that. This I find is so soothing on my eyes. La Roche-Posay in general, really good. I've just got their lip balm as well that I've been using on my lips, and it's made a real difference. It's called Psychoplast. But this one, let me look at the ingredients. It's Catherine, can't get my head round a spray over powder. All it does is it brings some of the glow back, and it just amalgamates. So it just, if you think about when you're mixing ingredients for bread, for example. So if you put powder, if you put flour into something and then you put some water, all it does is it kind of melts everything together. So it takes that powdery look off your skin, but it kind of helps the powder to melt into the foundation and dry down. So that's all it does. You don't have to do that. If you quite like it matte, or you've got very oily skin, you don't have to do that. But it just helps everything kind of melt together that you put on your face and become like one. Does that make sense? I can't and won't live without my Niod mist anymore. I'm going to check that out. Use a super drug spray. To be honest, a lot of setting sprays are much of a muchness. The only reason I've got this Toleriane one is because of my eye sensitivity, and Toleriane is very good at helping irritation. But another really good one that is really affordable is one by the Body Shop called Cocoa Calming Mist. It's got a really fine spray. Some of the others that the Body Shop don't have a fine spray, but the Cocoa Calming one does. And it's got chamomile in it, I think, a really calming spray, and it's about £6. So I do think sprays are sprays, really, apart from if you really want to fix your makeup. And then really it's only Skindinavia, the Urban Decay all-nighter, which is made by Skindinavia, and Huda Beauty's one. Yeah, vitamin E spray, any sprays, to be honest. Do you know what? If you filled a plant spray with water, right, and you could even put your own ingredients in it, but even a plant spray with water and spray it on your face afterwards, it will do a similar thing. You don't really need to spend a lot on setting sprays. As I said, the only reason is that this one helps to calm my eyes and stop them. You might have noticed they've stopped watering. It just kind of soothes them, and I can't see the ingredients. It's got glycerin in it, it's got allantoin, and it's got cocoa betaine and glycol. It's just basically, it's got soothing ingredients. Sprays are sprays and pigment is pigment. Absolutely. With the exception of a makeup fixing spray, which I think is different to a setting spray. And therefore, I would say Skindinavia, who make Urban Decay's one, and the Huda Beauty one, which is like spraying your face with hairspray, but it keeps it on all day long. So any more questions? I'm going to put some blush on while I'm waiting to see if you've got any more questions. What did I just do with my blush? I opened my blush and realised it was a blush and not powder. And I put it somewhere here and now I've lost it. There we are. I'm going to use the Climax blush. This is really good if you're having a bit of a lazy day or whatever, because it kind of doubles up as a bronzer. Right, just need a brush. Give me a bit more of a warmed up face. Any other questions about the foundation shades? If I can help you, I will. Oh, I know. I was going to get that sample card, wasn't I? Just hold on a second. I'm just going to shuffle. And you're going to hear this chair go. Here we go. This is the sample card that you get from Charlotte Tilbury if you order the sample card of Airbrush Flawless Foundation. So there's 6 shades. So there's 3 cool, 4 neutral, 5.5 neutral, 7.5 neutral, 9 warm, and 16 neutral. And then on the back are all the shades. Now, I don't know how close these are. Let me just test this out. So we've got here, what we got? 7.5 neutral. So I'm going to put some of this on my back on my arm. And then I'm going to see if I can... That's not 7.5 neutral, is it? It is. Okay, that's 7.5 neutral. And let's find it on here to see how close it is to the picture. Right, okay, so that there is the picture of it. So I'm not sure really how close these images are. Let me put a little bit on the card next to it. 7.5 neutral. I'm just putting it on the white card next to it to see how close it is. Okay, there's the picture of 7.5 neutral, and there's the actual swatch next to it. So they're not that close. I think the picture swatches are never that brilliant, to be honest, but it'll give you an idea in relation to others. And I don't know if I can actually get any more. These have dried down. I can show you them in the thing, but they've all dried down now because I did a demo. But I did do a video which I'll post underneath where I swatch these live. But the minute you try them, they're going to dry down. So make sure that you're in good lighting and that you're ready to, and you've got your makeup off before you open these, because they dry and then you can't use them anymore. Okay, so this one here is 3 cool. 3 cool, but don't forget it's dried down. Then you've got 4 neutral. Then 5.5 neutral. Then you have 7.5 neutral, which is actually on my arm as well and on my face. And then you've got 9 warm. and 16 neutral. Oops. So that's it. I think everybody's got to go anyway, but I'm just... Any other questions before I go while I put my blush on? That's why I came on, to answer any questions. I'm happy to answer anything if I can. I'll just wait for a minute just in case anyone's got any questions. Anything at all, I don't mind. I'll have a go at answering. And I'm using... This is Climax blush, by the way. And if you don't like it, it's too matte looking for you, but you like the coverage and you like the feel, then put Airbrush Flawless Filter underneath and it will make it glow a bit more. And I'm just going to take my thingy brush. Bye-bye. And thank you all for joining me. I don't think anybody else has got any more questions. I'm just putting this Climax blush swish into the socket of my eyes because I'm being lazy. No worries. I hope I've been able to help. But please check out my other videos. As soon as I come off the live, I'm going to put the links to my other videos underneath. All right? Thank you for joining me today. And take care. If you think of any questions, just post them underneath. Have a lovely day. Thanks. Bye-bye. Love you all. Mwah! My nails, by the way, quickly. There's my nails. Rose gold with daisies. Bye.